Hey guys, we're doing another chit-chatty get ready with me video, so grab your makeup bag and get ready, or save this video until the morning when you're going to get ready, and, just pop it on while you're getting ready and we'll get ready together. Or just grab a snack and, a cup of tea or whatever and just kick back and spend the next however many minutes just relaxing with me, and we can chit-chat about whatever. And so chit-chat back with me in the comments so we can talk. I did this look today using the Revlon Colorstay Not Just Nudes palette, and I have number 2, which is Romantic Nudes. This is the one that has kind of the purpley shades in it. The other one is like a brown focused neutral palette, and this one has kind of like silvery colors and plummy colors to it. Although it does have some peachy shades and champagne-y type shades. So there are what you would consider to be warmer shades in here. And even some of the plummy colors are warmer versions, of plummy colors. But this one just is more variety, where the other one is just more of a neutral, it's browns and different types of browns kind of thing. Corals and browns and peaches sort of palette. That one's more traditional. This one is a little more of a mix, a little more variety. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. So if you're ready, then let's hang out for a while. How is the lighting today? I don't know. You can see color like there pretty well, but my face is still really white. I don't know. It's a gray day outside though, and the thing about gray days, it makes the camera skip. I've noticed it gets hung up. When the sunshine is shining bright, it doesn't do that. But when it's a gray day, I don't know why it causes the camera to skip a little bit. But I don't know, I think this is about as good as I can get. Color. This is the palette that we're using today, by the way. The Revlon Colorstay Not Just Nudes in number 2, Romantic Nudes. So I've done another get ready with me with this before, but we're going to do a different look with it today. And my Ulta does still have some. They had the other one, the brown, like the more neutral one. Can't remember what it was called. Anyway, so thank you guys for all of your feedback on the blog situation. I appreciate that very much. So I think I know what we're going to start with. And I'm thinking, starting around the 1st of March. So I'll probably, time permitting, put up a blog post here soon that sort of announces what we'll start with. And this is random, so just remember, if whatever we do one time doesn't interest you as much, it will change and we'll be doing something else following. So just have an open mind and be patient about our experimentation, because we're gonna, we will be doing some things that I don't really have that much of an interest in too. But I don't know, I think I'm just gonna let it play out the way it plays out, and hopefully we can enjoy and have fun together. So thank you guys for the feedback on that. I really do appreciate that. And thank you to those of you who have been ordering the eyeshadow off of my website. I always have my website down in the information bar below. But the last Get Ready With Me that I did with the Mark eyeshadow, I've had some people ordering the eyeshadow, or some of the eyeshadows off of my website, so I appreciate that. I'm starting with my Avon Magic's Face Perfector with SPF 20. Here comes the gray. We're losing sun as we speak. Man, that skipping makes me crazy. Yeah, so the blog situation, make sure you're subscribed at the blog. And, of course, the last video, the one where we were talking about it, I went to go, I always have, like, the other places you can find me listed in the information bar. And I even remember I started to go bring that up because I just kind of copy and paste it pretty much each time. And I went to go bring it up, and something happened. I don't know what happened, but something interrupted me right before I opened my Word document. and I got, you know, distracted with whatever that was. I can't remember what it was, but I remember starting to open that and then stopping right before I clicked the button. And I totally forgot to go back and post those in the information bar. So Helen was like, can you list your blog address in the information bar below? And I was like, oh, yes I can. Sorry. The one time I'm talking about the blog and then I forget to list it. It's not the way it goes. It's called middle-aged, people. That's what happens when you're middle-aged. Or so I hear. I wouldn't know. Yes, I would. Anyway, so that's what happened with that. I'm doing my color corrector in Deep, my Truly Flawless Concealer Duo. This is almost gone. It's so close. So, anyway, so what's been going on with you guys? You guys know I work, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I pretty much work every day of my life because I'm self-employed. And I'm supposed to give myself every other Sunday off, but, you know, then Sunday comes and you have planned to have a whole day to yourself, and then you think to yourself, man, I have all this time to get this done and this done and this done and this done that I need to get done for work. And then you end up working somebody else like that. So anyway, this past weekend, I had Friday and Monday off from babysitting. And, you know, but I still had to work all my other stuff, but I didn't have to babysit. And babysitting for me, it's like my, you know, favorite time of the day. But it's also like right in the middle of the day, so it splits everything up. So, you know, I have to stop everything and tend to that. And it's so funny when you're self-employed. People, first of all, they don't understand that you work like 16 to 20 hours a day and you don't get days off and you don't get paid vacations and you don't, you know, if you take a vacation, you're paying for it yourself, and, you know, you don't have free time. I mean, you barely have time to get your laundry done. You know, you don't get to just walk away from the job when you clock out. And, you know, there are some jobs like that. There are some, you know, management jobs and things where you have to deal with stuff in your off time sometimes. But when you're self-employed, it is nonstop. And it's one of those things where if you don't have anything to do, you probably have a problem, you know. You better create something to do, because, you know, that either means you don't have enough work, or you should be selling more of whatever it is you do, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, it's funny, when you're self-employed, people just think you are constantly available for whatever. And especially considering, you know, a lot of what I do at night. And I always have people wanting me to go to this meeting or that meeting or, you know, whatever in town. And it's like, you realize if I'm at a meeting, it means I'm not working, it means I'm not making money. You know, that would be like you leaving your job in the middle of the day, you know, a couple times a week to go to some event, you know, in town, right? And, you know, losing pay for it, not having any kind of financial compensation for the time that you spent. So it's just funny. I forget why I brought this up for a reason, but anyway, so I pretty much work nonstop, and I'm supposed to give myself every other. Gosh, I'm so close. I keep adding more because I'm like, if I just use a little more, it'll be gone. But no, I think I have at least one or two more uses with it, a couple more uses. So this past Sunday was like a 4-day weekend for the rest of the world. Not for me, but for the rest of the world. But because of it, I thought, you know what, I am going to give myself Sunday to do just whatever I want to do. And if I end up doing some work, okay, fine, but I'm going to try not to do that. And I'm you know, I'm just gonna go somewhere and spend the day and just relax. So I had sort of made some kind of mental plans, like, you know, I was maybe gonna go try, you know, I have a church that I go to. My family, though, we go every other weekend, and it's a very long story about why we go every other weekend, but that's our tradition, that's what we do. So I was debating back and forth about whether I wanted to let myself sleep in, because even though I work from home, you know, I'm up until the wee hours of the morning. I'm a night owl anyway. And then, oh no, I pulled 2 out. And then I get up at, you know, too early. Most of the time. So I'm usually up before 8. So, I mean, you can imagine the couple of hours that I get is not enough sleep. But anyway, so I was debating back and forth about whether I was going to just let myself sleep until I couldn't sleep anymore, or if I was going to get up. I've been, you know, considering checking out other churches around. Just, I don't know why really. You know, I think it's a good way to network, partially, but just out of interest, you know, to see what other people are doing, and, you know, to meet new people that way, and just, I don't know, for some variety, mix things up a little bit. So I was considering doing that as well, getting up and going and trying a church at random. And so I kind of picked out the one that I was thinking I was going to go to. I'm going to put on my Ideal Flawless Invisible Coverage foundation in Natural Beige. And so I had that picked out, and then I was kind of considering, like, I was maybe going to go, you know, to a couple malls, or I was just going to go out in the world, because, you know, when you work from home, you're by yourself a lot, and you're at home a lot, and you know, it's, I don't know, for me it's not, I don't really feel like it's a solitary lifestyle. I don't feel like I'm secluded from the world or anything. First, I think some people do that to themselves, but I don't feel that way, and I don't necessarily do that to myself. You know, but anyway, but, you know, your days are devoted to work, all of it, all of your day. 20 hours of your day is devoted to work, and so, you know, sometimes you just want to I just want to go out and be around people and have no responsibility and just breathe in other air, you know, and just see what's going on in the world. So, I kind of thought I was maybe going to do that kind of thing and just go and spend my day. I was going to take a book with me, you know, and maybe go to a coffee shop and read, and maybe, you know, go browse the malls or the stores or whatever. Just, you know, just do whatever floated my boat at the time, with no real plan other than maybe the church part. So I had this all planned out. So I worked Friday like usual, and I worked Saturday like usual, and, you know, I did my normal Saturday night thing, and I went to bed at about, I don't know, 1:30 or something. And, you know, I fell asleep, and about 4 o'clock I woke up, and I thought, oh no, I'm having a reaction to my dinner. I didn't feel good. And so I got up, because it's not an everyday thing, but it is a common thing for me. You know, once a week, once every other week, I have, you know, something goes down. So I thought, oh drat, having a reaction to my dinner. So I got up, and, you know, I was sweating, and my heart was racing, and, you know, you're, like, nauseous, and you get, like, pain, you know, abdominal pain, and everything. And so, you know, I go upstairs, try to take care of business. Normally, I can sort of take care of business and after like 1 or 2 visits to the bathroom. Like, once I get the food out of my system, everything kind of calms down. But you get real nauseous and lightheaded and dizzy, and, you know, your heart's racing and you're sweating, but sometimes you're freezing. And, I mean, it's a real ordeal. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a panic attack or, I mean, I don't know what I would compare it to. You know, abdominal problems, the whole bit. So, anyway, it started off like that, and so I kind of took care of business like I normally would, and then I waited, and then took care of business again, and man, it was not going away, and not only was it not going away, but it was getting worse. And so it's converted into something that seemed a lot more like a stomach virus. I'm putting on my Hard Candy Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer in light, and I was having severe abdominal pain, and it was high. It was like up near my ribs. Like it would start kind of on the left side, and like severe pain, and then it would kind of work through, and I was dizzy and I was nauseous. There were a couple times I thought I was gonna vomit, and luckily I didn't, you know, but I was like really deep breaths, like trying to control the potential that I was gonna blow chunks. And, you know, the fever and then chills, kind of went back and forth. My face was all flushed, and where my skin reacts, the spots were like standing out like crazy. And it went on for hours and hours and hours. And once it changed over from like my normal reaction to more like, you know, a stomach virus might be. I mean, I was in the bathroom every 5 minutes. It was crazy, and the pain was intense. And I've had some pain before, and I've had the nausea a little bit before, but this was like crazy. To the point that I was wondering, like, am I trying to pass a gallstone? What's happening? You know, I really didn't know. Or are my reactions just getting worse? And they could just be getting worse. You know, and it's easy for people, you know, people always think when you talk about food allergies, it's not really food allergies, it's an immune system problem. But your immune system, it's almost like your immune system can't tell the difference between food and, you know, illnesses, germs and things that are going to attack your body, viruses and whatnot. But for me, I can't find anything that I don't react to in some way. So it's a real problem. So it's like either starve to death or eat something and deal with, you know, and just know what type of reactions you're going to have to that something, and, you know, decide whether you're going to deal with it or pick something else and have the reactions to something else that are maybe a little different. So anyway, I mean, it was bad, and I have not gone to the doctor. I've gone to the doctor for like yearly checkup type thing, but I'm not a doctor kind of person when I'm sick. First of all, I'm allergic to antibiotics, so, you know, for most illnesses, there's nothing to do for me anyway. I just have to tough it up, stick it out, and hope for the best. And, you know, the antibiotics that I'm not allergic to, I don't want to take unless I absolutely have to, because I don't want to become allergic to them. You know, because when I'm old and get pneumonia or something, I want there to still be something I can take. You know, I don't want to die from pneumonia like a lot of the elderly do, that kind of thing. So, my foundation's a little off. My colors are getting a little more off than usual. I'm getting pale, I think, in winter. Anyway, so this is my Maybelline Deep Beige Cover Stick Concealer. And I almost went to, I was debating like urgent care or the emergency room. And I'm one of those people that I think urgency care, let's just slap those two words together. I pretty much think that urgent care is kind of a waste because, I mean, if you are just having a bad cough or something, they can give you some, you know, cough syrup type thing. But if there's something really wrong with you, they just send you to they don't do anything, and they tell you to go to the emergency room, and they charge you the $50 anyway, or whatever it is. This is my new age transforming press powder in Bare Beige. And I was seriously considering, like, going to the urgent care, probably to the emergency room. Just, you know, go straight to the emergency room. Save yourself the $50. Because I thought I might need to go to the emergency room. I mean, I was thinking, this is not good. There's something really wrong. So I've had those pains before. I've had all of that before, but never like that. Never that intense. And it lasted. I mean, that started at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It lasted all through the morning. I can remember I fell asleep for a while and woke up somewhere around maybe like 12:30. So I got a little, you know, 20-30 minutes of sleep where it calmed down. Then I had to get up and go into the bathroom again. And then after a while I slept again until, I don't know, I was up during the afternoon, and then I slept again maybe until like 5:30 or 6 through like, I don't know, 7, 8:30, something like that. So that was the longest stretch that I stayed out of the bathroom. And then this is my Incredible Finish Loose Bronzing Powder in Suntan. And I'm going to contour with this. But by then it was calming, you know, it was calming down. I was having more time in between, but I hadn't eaten anything, you know, all day, and I was still nauseous. And the pains were subsiding. It wasn't as bad, but, you know, it still wasn't great. So anyway, I lost the whole day, and then, so I didn't get my relaxation day. So, you know, I kind of slept off and on through that night. And then Monday, I was going to work. I was supposed to work on Monday. But I still didn't feel good. And I had a really bad headache on Monday. And I was still dealing with, like, the fever and chills part of it. Like, you know, I was getting really hot. And so I pretty much stayed in bed. And I slept a little bit, you know, here and there. But I pretty much stayed in bed until, I don't know, about 3 o'clock. And then I got up and got in the shower because I had a meeting that I had to, you know, I was responsible for putting on at 6:30 in the evening. So I had to get up, and I got in the shower, and I went into the office, and I typed up the agenda, and I typed up some other, you know, paperwork that I need to type up and print out for the meeting. You know, had the meeting, came home. And then it's been like non-stop work since then, because the meeting was the start of a whole bunch of stuff that we have to get done, that I have to get done. So not only, you know, now do I have more work than I normally have, just because of what's going on with this, you know, with that job that I have, but, you know, I lost like two days, and I lost my relaxation day. So it was a bummer. I thought, well, it's funny because, you know, Sunday was Valentine's Day, and I don't know, you know, some people that are single or whatever, Valentine's Day is a hard day for them, and it's not really, I don't care about it, so I don't have issues with it. But it was kind of funny because I thought, well, you know, gee whiz, if I did have issues with it, God certainly didn't give me any time to think about it, right? It just was funny. I was like, I think you've got the wrong person. I'm not the person who prayed to have Valentine's Day not on my mind today. Like, I think you got me confused with somebody else. I don't know. Anyway, so that was my excitement for my what was supposed to be my more relaxing than usual weekend, which did not turn out that way. So what did you guys do this weekend? How was your Valentine's Day? Better than mine, I hope. I literally, I remember it was probably like 3:30, 4:30 in the evening, and I was like, oh man, today's Valentine's Day. And I was like, well, didn't even cross my mind. And I considered for a second, like, should I call, like, you know, because normally I would call my niece. I had already given my niece her Valentine's gifts and stuff because I knew I wasn't going to see her, but, you know, I considered, like, oh, maybe call her and say Happy Valentine's Day and stuff. I was like, you know, I just did not feel, that just shows you how bad I felt, because I just couldn't, I mean, I couldn't function to do anything, but I thought, well, geez, I must have been standing too close at some point to somebody who was not feeling good about Valentine's Day or something, and God got us confused. Valentine's Day coming up. That was not my wish. That was not my concern. Anyway, so how was your Valentine's Day if you celebrated, and if you didn't, you know, are you one of those people who likes Valentine's Day, that doesn't like Valentine's Day? I think Valentine's Day is fine. I know people are like, it's a Hallmark holiday, and it's a blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I do think that people need a reminder, couples need a reminder to focus on each other. They just do. I mean, it's no different than their anniversary. The whole reason people celebrate their anniversary is it's a reminder. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be a celebration of being married, but the main thing is like, oh yeah, let's remember to pay attention to each other, you know, to focus on each other and do something nice for each other. So I mean, I think Valentine's Day is a good thing. And yes, you can say, you shouldn't have to have a day where you have to give something to your significant other, and you should be thinking about each other all the time and do things for each other all the time. Yeah, but let me tell you something. There are way more couples that are unhappy than couples that are blissfully happy. Most couples are not blissfully happy. Most couples are, you know, it's one day to the next on how, you know, how they feel about each other, or what kind of level of commitment they have to their relationship at the time, and all that kind of stuff. That was my Please Hold eye primer by Mark. And, you know, so I happen to think, I have medium to dark. I happen to think that having a day where it's like, oh yeah, I should focus on them is a good thing. And then if that day inspires you to then focus on them once a week, or, you know, once a month or something more often afterwards, then that's great. But people forget, and then all of a sudden they're scrambling to do something nice for their significant other on Valentine's Day again. You know, if you were great at doing things for your significant other, you would not be scrambling last minute, right? You'd be doing that stuff all the time. So people aren't doing that stuff all the time. You know, it's a very rare situation where somebody has a relationship like that. And I think a lot of times, half the time, the other person's doing shady stuff, and they're on the side, and they're just doing that stuff to keep you distracted so you don't catch them, you know? I'm using the Revlon Colorstay Not Just Nudes palette, like I said, and this is the one that has 5 colors on the top and 5 colors on the bottom. A lot of kind of purple-y shades in there. Oops, dropping the brush. So, I think I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do? I think today, I'm going to start with this silver here at the top middle. And let's see, what kind of a brush do I want? I think I'm just use my flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to put this on the lid. Just going to pat this in and put this all over the lid. This is going to be random, so we'll see how it turns out. This palette isn't super duper pigmented, but it also doesn't really get muddy. I mean, you could use too many shadows and have it get muddy, but it's not really too bad about that either. So, house color. Should I zoom in a little bit? I notice when I zoom in, I end up out of frame a lot because of where my mirror has to sit. I have to lean close to my mirror because I can't see. and then you guys can't see what I'm doing. Can you see color? I don't know. Now the sun's out. It was gray before, but now the sun is bright, and now it's changed my... I don't think you can see the color as well again. I don't know. Can you? It's just, it's like a silvery gray. It's more silver than gray, but it does lean to the gray side. So, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, so anyway, I've got a gazillion emails to get back to, and, you know, some people I've had to put off because, on certain things, just because I have to balance my time. And it's funny that people think you're available all the time when you're, like I said, when you're self-employed. And I'm usually very good about, like, getting right back to people most of the time because, you know, I'll work on something and I'll leave my email on while I'm doing it or whatever, and so I'll hear it ding and I'll check and make sure it's not something that I need to do urgently. Which you're really not supposed to do that. You know, they do say that that makes you less efficient at what you're doing, but at the same time, for me, I do better if I take care of things right away, right when they come up, because if I set them aside, the more time that goes by, the less importance they have for me. You know, it's like, well, I've already let it sit this long, so I may as well let it sit a little longer. That's kind of how I am. So, it's better if I just, you know, take care of it when it pops up. Most things. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's do, I don't know. I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's kind of it looks white right now. It's my skin tone. Basically, it's the same color as my skin. So, a peachy shade. I think it looks white on camera, but it's not. It's flesh toned. So I think I'm going to put that, I think I'm going to go in with this brush, maybe we'll see, and just kind of put it along the top and use it sort of like a highlight. And that'll soften the edges of the gray a little bit too. Same time. This color doesn't, you know, it doesn't do a whole lot because it really is the same. It is like my skin in a pan, color-wise. But it's okay. Use it anyway if for no other reason than to use it up, right? Surprised my skin is actually as good as it is. Well, interestingly, I've been a lot less. I'm a little swollen today because I did eat last night. So, I mean, you can see my lymph. You see that big lump right there? That's my lymph node swollen up. That's why I get, you know, such a big chin, because the lymph nodes here swell up. You can actually see them when you see it move. Isn't that weird? Anyway, so I'm pretty swollen this morning, but actually yesterday, before I ate, I was actually doing pretty well. And my skin's been real peely because that's what happens after a reaction. But the spots, like the blistering and the irritation, went way down because I went for 2 days without eating anything at all. So if I starve to death, the rest of my health gets pretty good. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with this sort of brown shade. What color would I call that? It's like a beige. Yeah. I like a beige color. It's deeper than it's looking on camera because I'm losing color because my lighting issues that I can never get figured out, but that's okay. Life goes on. And I'm just going to use my flat angled brush. I'm going to put this in the crease, I guess. See what happens. Normally, I'm doing this randomly. But I'm the kind of person I like things to be symmetrical. I like things to, I'm not one of those that normally likes to mix cool colors and warm colors, or browns and grays. But I'm just doing this kind of randomly today. I'm just doing random colors. So this isn't my normal. If I were doing color selection by my taste, I probably would never put these two colors together. But we're just playing around. And I don't know. I think most of my viewers too, we can always make things look good. We can work it out, right? And get it to work. So it's not that I can't get those things to kind of work when I mix them together. It's just not my preference. I just like things to be cool everywhere or warm everywhere. And so like if I'm doing neutrals, I have this thing where like my favorite go-to neutral look is either a brown eye or a gray and black eye, like silver and black, silver and gray, gray and black eye, or it's like peaches and browns. Sometimes I'll do pink and black, but usually I do peaches and browns together, and grays and silvers and pinks together. So like if I were doing a brown eye, I would do peach cheeks, peachy lips. I would lean towards those shades. They wouldn't be matchy, but it would be those types of shades, peaches or browns or, corals or whatever. And then if I do like gray, like if I'm putting black in the crease for whatever reason or doing gray or silver, then I usually do kind of pinks, frostier shades, that kind of thing. That's just my taste. That's what I prefer by my taste. But I do a lot of random looks just because I like to play with makeup. It's just playing around. Okay, so you guys can't see color at all now. Let me see this. Does that do anything? Does that make it worse? Light keeps changing. Is that worse? That's probably worse, huh? Yeah, I think that's too bright. Sorry, guys. It's a never-ending battle that I have with. Yeah, I just need to pack it on like a lady of the evening. Maybe that'll help. I don't have any place I have to go today. I mean, I am going out in public, but I'm not like going to any meetings or doing any networking or any selling of anything or anything like that. I'm just like driving from one place to another. I can wear my sweatpants today if I want to. If I do anything at all, it'll be to run an errand, and I'm one of the people that, I don't need to get dressed up to go to the grocery store or the bank. I'm not one of those people. I go out without makeup on and that kind of thing. So, anywho, this is going to take a long time because I'm packing on color, trying to make you guys be able to see it. And I wouldn't normally be doing that. It's going to take longer than normal. So, let's see what else is going on. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to take this. This is kind of like a taupey brown in a way, but it's got a purple hue to it. So on camera right now it's looking very, very purpley. Almost kind of like a lilac-y sort of shade, like a dull lilac, but it really has a lot of sort of brown to it, like a pinky brown undertones to it as well. So, and I think I'm going to, let's see, maybe go in the outer V with it. We'll see. I think I'm just going to use that same brush. I'm not a big fan of like little crease brushes for my V's. A lot of people love this, but I don't know. I like a really kind of crisp, I mean, I blend it in, but I like a crisp V. I'm just, I don't know, so I hardly ever use blending brushes like this unless I'm blending something away. Or like this one. I love these for like concealer and things. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm just going to wipe this brush off and use it again. We'll see if this is deep enough to have an impact here in the outer V or not. Yeah. Okay. So it's, I mean, it's not like an outer V shade, like it's not going to really define the crease, but it's adding a little dimension. It's just changing the color up a little bit right there from, you know, the rest. So, you know, it's adding a layer of dimension, I guess I would say. But it's a very light shade. It's not going to have a huge amount of impact. So this is a pretty look, I think, for, you know, it starts off kind of dramatic, you think, because of the gray in the middle, but I really think this is a nice kind of everyday sort of daytime look, because these other colors are softening that silvery gray some, so it's not so dramatic. What do you think? Can you tell? Can you even tell? I don't know what to do about color problems. I think my blue wall is a factor in that as well, which I don't like blue walls, but I also don't really want to paint. I've never been a fan of blue interiors. Not my favorite color. But I don't know. I don't know what color I would paint it. And I don't know how much it would help brighten things up. I feel like I need like 9 gazillion trillion watts of light back there to brighten that wall up to help, you know, fix the color focus here. I don't know. Does anybody know anything about lighting? Help me out. I've had people, like professional photographers and things that do things with lighting all the time, give me advice and things, and I've tried all of it, and even with them, like it live, real time kind of thing, and they're like, yeah, that's not helping. Yeah, that's not helping. Yeah, that's not helping. So like, my situation has even stumped the you know, professional photographers. So there's that. So I'm thinking about one more color. I'm thinking about this brown here. It's kind of a shimmery brown. It's also kind of a taupey color. What color would I call that? I don't know. It's carpet brown. Anyway, it's not really taupe. It's not coppery or bronzy, really. I think I'm going to try to put this in the, like, really tight in the crease. This will define the crease a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I'll be done. I'm not doing any color under the eye because I'm not a fan on my face of color on the lower lid anymore. Well, this one got way more color than that one did. Okay, and I'm just going to take this and give a quick brush over. It's got a little, let me wipe that off a little bit. Just give a quick brush over just to kind of blend things together without taking it all right back off. Alright, let me zoom in and see if, I don't know. Can you see the color at all? Let's see. You know, it's frustrating because it's like I know you can't see the color like specifically. But at the same time, when I look at it in the mirror, because of how I blended the colors together, it's not muddy or anything. I mean, I can see the colors, but you know, it is a look that it's not super defined colors, so I don't know. It's not necessarily that bad of a picture, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to put a little eyeliner on. This is where I always get myself out of the frame. Like a doofus McGroofus. Do you guys make up, like, silly names to call yourself? My skin is like, I feel like I look crepey today. Like my whole face. I feel like I aged over the weekend with my illness. I drank Gatorade and stuff. To keep myself hydrated as much as I could. You know, when you're nauseous, you can't. There's only so much you can do. That was my Rimmel eyeliner in Hurricane Gray. Specialized. And I'm going to add some of my brow powder and Fawn. Just a brow powder like that with a flat brush. I need to get in and shape my brows, but it's not happening today. You guys know I like to just put this, I like my brows to be natural, so I just put this mostly at the front so that they're thicker at the front, and then I drag it along the top to make my arch a little more obvious. And then use my spoolie to brush the hairs in place. And I'm going to use my Super Drama Mascara in Brown Black. Just on the upper lid. Not the lid, the upper row of lashes. The upper lashes. This is getting close to being done. I can still use it. I mean, it's just getting a little bit dry. But I still have quite a few uses out of it before I get rid of it. you know, it still gives me plenty of color. I can just tell the difference. I just know. That it's drier than it was, and it's not depositing as much color as it normally would have. But we still got plenty of uses to go. Hopefully that was in frame. I don't know if it was or not. Okay, I'm back up again. And let's see, do my blush. So I'm just using the Mary Kay blush. It's kind of a dusty pink color. I would show you, but it's, you know, I'm down to the last bits. Well, I guess I'm showing you anyway. I'm down to the last bits, and I have a couple little broken pieces off, so you know how it is when you try to lift it up and all those pieces fall all over the place. It's still gonna, I mean, I still have months worth of use out of it, though, probably, unless it totally falls apart and I just, you know, drop it on the floor or something, where I can't. I mean, if it just breaks apart in the pan, I'll keep using it, but, you know, if I were to drop it all on the floor or something, I would stop using it, because I'm not going to pick up the crumbs off the floor and do anything with them except for throw them away in the trash can. Oh, gosh. What do you guys have any, like, things that you just know about yourself like that? Like, you know, you're old enough, you've been through life enough times that, you know, you've had enough blushes that you've used up completely in life, that you know what happens when you're really down to the last bits, and you just know what you would do or how you handle it, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I'm one of those people. I just know what I do because I've done it enough times to know. This is my Hard Candy Blush Crush Baked Blush in Honeymoon. And the packaging is starting to be beat up pretty good here, even though the product itself is good life. I'm a little heavy on the blush today. I'm gonna temper that down a little bit. Let's tame it back up some. And my lipstick. Let's see. This is the Glossy Spice. It's a Glass Reflections lipstick. I'm working my way down the tube. Still have a long way to go, but I see a long way to go. Okay, I'm ready for the day. What do you think? Oh, color's a little better. Ooh, not great, but a little better. You can kind of see the color now. Sort of. And as soon as I say that, there goes the lighting again. So, do you guys have this palette? Should I keep doing looks with it for you? To give you ideas what to do with it? It's it's still available some places, so that's why I haven't stopped doing looks for you, because people can still go buy it if they want to. And, you know, a lot of people have it now, so we may as well use it while we have it, right? But I think next time I'm going to use the Kardashian Beauty Radiant Ombre Blush. And I don't know what the color for this is. Is there a color on it? This is number 515. Glimmer Ombre Cheek Color. I don't see a color. No. Name. Anyway, I picked this one up. It's pink, but it's like a purpley pink. Months and months ago, a long time ago, because I was on the hunt for a purple blush. I have a purple blush from way back in the day, somewhere. But I want brands to have purple blushes because I love it, and I know people are think purple, what? But now Lorac has one that's really nice. Lorac has one, and ColourPop I think has one. So I'm gonna get my hands on it. Because I was looking for, the reason I got this is because I was on the hunt for a purple blush, and this was the closest thing to purple that I could find. So, and it's not really purple. It's pink, but it's kind of a plummy pink. But this was the most purple blush anywhere at the time. As far as makeup you can buy in stores, you know, there's always like, you know, crazy like body paint, face paint, you know, professional kits for like what do you call it, for, you know, if you're going to be painting prosthetics and things like that. There's always that to choose from. But I was looking for in-store, readily available, everyday blush that was purple, because I am a rebel like that. And it wasn't out there, but Lorac has one now, so I'm going to get that one. I might get the ColourPop one at some point. I hate ordering stuff if I don't have to order. That's my thing about ColourPop. It's why I haven't ordered any yet. Just because you have to order it online and you gotta pay shipping and stuff. So, alright. So, what do you think? Tell me how you've been. And hopefully you enjoyed just hanging out. And have a good day. And I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.